Hello and welcome to Warframe. My name's Todd, also known as Magimech, and this is, of course, Warframe. Last time we completed some objectives that we needed to unlock the Jupiter Junction, mainly Draco, going across Draco or going into the mission Draco and lasting for 10 minutes. We completed that. We also need to complete defeating Vor and Krill on Exta, forgive me, and also, we need to defeat a Prosecutor on Sirius. So a Prosecutor will be on any normal mission. It's just a random spawn, so we're pretty much just going to be doing missions here. This weekend there was not only has Barrow come, so Barrow has come for his 100th visit. He is currently on the Coronia, I believe that's how you pronounce that, relay at Saturn. So we're not even able to get to him, sadly. He does have some special stuff, so if you are able to get to him, check it out. It is his 100th visit, specifically this weekend.
On navigation, Tenno.
There was also the start of the Fomorian event. I believe it was on Thursday is when the Fomorian event started. So the Fomorian event, we don't have our invasions panel here, but the invasions panel shows that there are two events that happened: the Razorback, the Corpus Razorback, and the Grineer Baelor Fomorian. They get built over time, and once they are finished building, the event starts. To do the Baelor Fomorian event, you need a special item to start it, and then I will talk a little bit more about the objective, but I will show you the message real quick that Lotus sends to you. So there's the Barrow message, and here's the message the Lotus sends to you. You can of course pause it. I will just scroll down so you can read. She also sends you, of course, the Fomorian Disruptor blueprint. You need a Fomorian Disruptor to be able to participate in the Fomorian threat mission. To get what you need to build that, because once you have it, let's see, oh, I also forgot, we also have our catalyst that we need to build. So you'll go to your gear tab, and the Fomorian's Disruptor will be in your gear tab. Its requirements are pretty much as you can see. The nanospores are 3,500 nanospores, 300 chaotic, and 4 omega isotopes. 1,250 credits, and it takes a minute to build. It's not super hard to get. You can get the omega isotopes as a special resource from whatever relay is getting attacked currently. The planet, which is adjacent to that, so in this case it would be Earth, any mission on Earth currently will drop omega isotopes because the Baelor Fomorian is attacking Earth's relay. I would farm those up, but it's going to take us some time to do that, and the credits and nanospores, which currently we don't have. You can first claim nanospores, I believe, on Saturn. Yes, so we're nowhere near being able to create a Fomorian Disruptor because we cannot get nanospores. Effectively, it is a Arcwing mission, as we previously saw with our Arcwing. You go into the mission. There are certain objectives. The main objective, however, being that you attack the Baelor Fomorian's core, do over 1 million damage, and you get the reward of 200,000 credits and an Aurican Catalyst. Not an Aurican Catalyst blueprint, mind you, but an Aurican Catalyst just straight out. So, but that's only if you're able to inflict 1 million damage, though that's not super difficult if you have a well leveled up Arcwing and a good team with you. I highly suggest going to public for that. A lot of people just do it very quickly. I should make a mention, I talked about Arcwing in the past. I don't know if I've shown off specifically how to get to it. I believe I might have, but you just come over here, you hit that, you hit the Arcwing, and effectively you would mod this the same way you would with Warframes and weapons. Arcwings, of course, have their own mods, so make sure to mod them up as soon as you're able to. Currently we don't really have a whole lot, so that's perfectly okay.
Covered in blood.
I've done my bit of explaining. I did want to go in and grab my Aurican Catalyst. If we get an Aurican Cell, we'll build another one right off the bat. It's good to build those and use them as often as possible because they really do add to your combat capability. We're going to put it on, as I stated previously, a Galantine. But In the future, if you wanted to just put it on whatever you chose, whatever you believed to be best, don't be afraid to do that. Modding in Warframe especially is something very personal. Everybody has their own builds, their own styles, so don't be afraid to experiment. Alright, now we're just going to run into it. We will, of course, switch to our Galantine as soon as we are done leveling up our Heat Sword, and our Galantine will pretty much become our go-to melee weapon for some time. I did want to check real quick the alerts, because I think I saw Fortitude. Fortitude's not a super useful mod, but there are mods that you can get from alerts only. This would be the same case. It'll typically show like an icon similar to this, and a name of the mod itself. You can of course look that mod up on the Warframe wiki if you want to know what it is, but I'm pretty sure that one has to do with status effects and knockdown, which I don't think it's very useful, and it's definitely not useful for our Rhino. But we're going to jump straight into Ludi and attempt to complete it with our Rhino so we can unlock Exta and be able to fight Vor and Krill, which will hopefully allow us to unlock the Jupiter Junction. At least that's the plan. If we are unable to jump straight into a mission and complete the objectives for the Jupiter Junction, in other words, if we can't find a prosecutor at any point, what we'll probably do is we'll just do some simple missions, farm up a little bit of resources on Ceres or Mars.
You are here to make sure that core never reaches a Fomorian-class ship. Left unchecked, Hijack will create hundreds of new Fomorian-class ships. We plan to stop as many ships being built as possible by destroying their most critical components, the Fomorian core. When you are transporting the core by cargo tram, find the control console to reroute the tram.
So, as the Lotus states, we gotta find a console to destroy this Fomorian core, which kind of lines up well with things because of the Fomorian attacking our relay currently. So you can sort of more understand the importance of destroying these cores. Really love some energy as we're going through this. Hijack, of course, is similar in every way to the Corpus one, except for the fact that we are escorting something different aside from a vehicle. We're not escorting a vehicle this time around, we're escorting a Fomorian core down what you could effectively think of as an assembly line. So we can steal it and be on our way.
Assassins! Thieves! Miscreants! Leave my cause alone!
But we definitely want to have Iron Skin, because Iron Skin will prevent us from doing damage to anything, because we do want to preserve our shields as much as we can, because this is of course Hijack. So we're going to try and keep our Iron Skin going all the time. Let's see. So, there's the core.
What is happening? Where's the core?
Hijack is of course going to taunt us.
It will now draw power from your shields in order to keep moving forward.
We're hopefully not going to die to this bombard. You of course do not want to let the core get damaged. The Lotus hasn't stated it explicitly yet, but that is very important. Oh boy. So, as such, destroy everything in your path. Cut through everybody. The core does still need your shield capacity to move, however, so that can become slightly problematic. However, it is minimized thanks to Taxon and Rhino's Iron Skin ability. Just don't let it fall too far behind and don't let it get damaged too much. Should be okay overall, though. Most of the green air will focus on you rather than the core. Just don't get too ahead of yourself. I'm going to be ballsy here and say we need to use some energy to try and make sure we can keep this core moving. This would be definitely one of the times where we want a shield pancake or a shield restore so we can keep this core moving.
Stay sharp, Tenno.
We really haven't made that much progress.
The core is highly volatile. It will rupture if it takes too much damage. Do not let this happen.
And our shields really aren't that large.
Recover the cores!
Would be beneficial to
Watch
have
yourself. Grenier
more
are
people
on the
here,
way.
but we don't really have any, which is unfortunate. I'm not positive it's actually all that helpful to let your shield recharge away from the core and then come back, or if it's best to just stand near it and kind of slowly move it forward, but I find doing it in bursts tends to be more effective for me. Just don't let it start moving backwards, because they will push it backwards over time. Alright, so we've made it through a door. I believe there are 2 doors in total, and 3 tracks that we must move it along. These, of course, do become quite difficult if you've got a lot of enemies hitting the core. And the core does just slowly take damage over time. It doesn't have a massive amount of health. Only a couple thousand. Oh, that's horrible. We definitely don't want him hitting it with the rampart. Making sure we put as many of these Grenier in the grave
You
is
have reached the midpoint.
definitely the most
Disposing
important
of these
thing here.
cores will be a massive blow to Hijack.
Maybe there is a 4th door that we have to go through. Or a 3rd door, actually.
We will build
Said there was only 2,
the
didn't I?
cores faster than you can destroy them, Tenno. Mark my words.
Grenier have regained control of the tram.
So that was the core moving backwards, of course. We definitely don't want that to happen. Forward. If the core does rupture, such as any other hijack, it is grounds for instant failure. So we're going to try to avoid that to the best of our ability. But with all of these Grenier shooting it, it becomes a little bit more difficult, and we haven't really made it that far. Though with the enemies here,
That core is
Oh,
taking
dear.
heavy damage. If it ruptures, the ground you stand on will be uninhabitable for millennia.
there's the quote I was looking for from Lotus. We definitely don't want to let this thing pop. Okay, so we gotta get around this bend, and I think there's a door on the other side there as well. Boy, it doesn't move very quickly though, does it? Let's move away for a second, let our shields recharge, and we'll come back to it. I don't think I've ever let it fall this far before. It's only at about half health at this point.
Tenno! Tenno are here! Stop them! Stop them at once!
Oh, and I'm out of bolt ammo. That is extremely unfortunate. This might be a point where we are unable to proceed, because I didn't prepare for this. I didn't think that a Moody would be that problematic, but I'm seeing error in my ways. This just goes to show that it's definitely critical to ensure that you're prepared for missions when you go into them. Oh boy. I do think we might actually fail, but we'll see. Don't want to be too defeatist now. Gotta keep up the tension. Look at all these
The
guys.
situation is desperate. If that core takes much more damage, it could wipe out you and this entire outpost.
These bombards have really just given me hell. I really don't have any good weapons to handle them. They're much better suited to heavy hitting weapons such as sniper rifles or other weapons.
Come back with the core! Or don't come back at all!
Might actually be better if I just fall over here so we can get more shields. Survive ourselves. So we're just getting
Extraction
held
is
up.
close. Do not let up. The Grenier must not be allowed to recover this core.
if I fall over here, I'm going to let that happen. Well, seems it was not meant to be, I guess. That Grenadier got so close to killing me, I have 4
Marines
health.
inbound.
Just couldn't make it happen, huh? There we go. Now we're gonna revive. Not gonna worry about the experience lost. Pop our iron skin and we're good to go. So that is the final platform we need to get to, but I don't think we're actually gonna make it. Not unless we get exceptionally lucky here. If our iron skin falls off again, I might decide to just heal over again and hope that they allow me to refresh my shields there.
Oh. They are not permitted to have the core!
Come on, there we go. And revive. Reviving also, of course, knocks everybody down, so we're going to activate our iron skin again. Gonna hope that we make it. I don't think we will, though. This is too close. We're just going to stand in front, don't let it get hit. Oh, nope.
The core is rupturing. I'm sorry.
That was it. We were so close to the end there, and we messed it up. That is extremely unfortunate. We just got hit by too many things that caused us to fail that mission. If we hadn't had the Grenadier hitting the core with the turrets, those turrets do ridiculous amounts of damage, we probably would have been fine. So let's take a look at our gear. We're definitely going to have to build a couple of these so that we can get that all settled. We'll build another small energy restore as well. And we'll also take the time to build a squad ammo restore. Boy, that feels like a real kick in the teeth there. That's just a shame. But there's not much I can do about it.
Operator, you have remembered well how the Tenno arm themselves.
Don't have a lot of credits to be able to really spend on upgrading anything at the moment. I don't think our frame really, failed us at all. We were doing all right overall. Just weren't able to make it happen. Okay, so I want to say that one small restore would be enough, but I don't think it's going to be. So we're probably going to have to wait for 2. Okay. We'll craft 1 more of those.
Foundry has items for you,
I
operator.
think we're good on energy restores, at least for the moment. And I think we're going to create 1 more ammo restore as well.
Foundry has items for you, operator.
Don't think we'll ever really need the ammo restores, but it's nice to have an ammo restore if you've got the ability to craft them. Just another thing that you can have. Alright, let's throw on our ammo restore first, and then our shield restore. Okay, we're completely out of ciphers. I just realized we'll build a couple ciphers as well. Is there anything else we can do while we're here? You know what? I'm going to build a Ferris. I was really debating it. As soon as we get enough credits, we'll build that. That'll go good with our setup that we've got going here. Maybe I should switch to the Galantine instead of the heat sword.
Foundry has items for you, operator.
Would be kind of effective at this time.
Ordis is angry.
I'm just going to start the build for this other shield restore, but I don't think we'll need it. At least I'm hoping we won't. Do we want to switch to the kunai? No, I think we'll stick with what we got. I think we'll be okay. Let's try 1 more time. Let's see. Ludi. I think with 2 shield restores we should make it through alright. At least that's the hope. If not, we might have to figure out something else, maybe level up a little bit so we can get it done. I feel real bad for failing that one because I wasn't thinking it was going to take that long. but it seems Ludi's a good hurdle.
We are here to hijack the transport of a Fomorian power core before it can be installed in the growing Fomorian fleet. We need to take these cores into deep space for extraction. A core rupture here would turn this outpost into
Alright,
an
so we're gonna go full
wasteland.
try-hard focus mode here.
The Grenier are transporting
Try
the
and
core
make sure
by
that we
cargo
don't
tram. Find the control console
lose
to
any
reroute
cores.
the tram.
Lose our core, or anything else
You're
in
on
the
the
process.
sensors now. You've been detected.
Let's activate our iron skin there. See if we can't get enough energy to throw up another one when we're done as well. So we're gonna pop a bunch of containers. We're also going to let Taxon hit a bunch of stuff with his ability, because hopefully that'll give us a ton of overshields. I'm going to switch away from my Boltar because I don't want to use all of his ammo right away. It's better to get them when they're far away, so we're going to switch to the Labo immediately. Let's start opening containers if we can find any. Grenier are kind of like walking containers. That works. At a certain point, it just becomes a situation where they're just there to get loot.
Then you can destroy them, Tenno. Mark my words.
While Hijack may believe so, and we might have failed our first little foray at it, I don't think he's going to be so confident once we start really destroying these large pieces of expensive technology. Alright, no containers here. Don't see any more.
You are surrounded
this
by
one.
Grenier Marines.
Cut that down. Open that. We want to get as much overshield as possible through Taxon's abilities here. So fighting is actually going to help us out. Because we're Rhino, of course, we can just pool it up thanks to the fact that we've got our iron skin to take the hits for us instead of our overshield. We just want to make sure to refresh our iron skin as soon as possible, and we definitely have the energy to do so. And our overshield, I believe, can get supercharged or overcharged to quite a good amount, so
Stop progress.
spending the time to do that is definitely a good idea.
Dominion.
We're gonna roar because this is a Nox. Noxes tend to be rather tough enemies. Alright, this guy's about to fall off. We're gonna reapply. Yes, 500 extra shields. I think there's another Nox right down there, but I don't really want to fight another Nox. Kind of used up all of the energy we just got right away fighting that first one. But it did give us a little bit more overshield, so I guess I can't complain. Oh, there he is. He's already come to greet us. Okay, we're taking him down. Pop that. Alright. Would have loved a little bit more energy. Maybe we can kill an enemy or two and get some more. Oh, they've locked the doors on us.
Time to break in.
I don't know if I've already stated this, but previously I've kind of rushed through these missions, but there's definitely no time limit to missions in Warframe. It may seem like there is with how I've kind of rushed through things, but I definitely don't want that to be unstated as the case. It's just fun to rush through missions because you're a space ninja. That's the point, isn't it? Go fast. Do it efficiently.
Ride successful. Let's get going.
But, you know, that's not always what it has to be. So, let's see, do we have any containers here? Nope, no more containers here. I'd really like to have more energy so when our iron skin pops, we're not going to have to worry about it. That dang Grenier. He freaking ran in here, shot me once, and then left. What a jerk. Alright, let's just activate this core. As soon as we get stopped someplace good, we'll start throwing down our shield restorers. Try and rush this through as fast as we're able to.
Something's wrong. Tenno. Stop them.
Let's switch over to our bolter because we definitely got the ammo for it now.
We now have control of the tram. Its
So
drive
these
systems
doors
have been overridden, and it will
that the
now
cores
draw
go
power
through.
from your shields.
Enemies tend to spawn, of course, massively behind them. It's critical when you open a door and you're ready to fight. And we're not going to worry about Iron Skin too much going down here, because it'd actually be better for us to go down, get more shields back, pop back up. Yeah. Because we've got 5 revives to make this work. But the more shields we can get from that, the better. Using our revives as a tactic, that's not something I typically like doing, just because I'm somebody who prefers to not die at all, but we'll make it work this time. Let's throw down our shield restore. It's definitely good to stay near your shield restore. Don't get too far away from it. Let it pop your shields back up. Boy, these basic shield restores don't do a whole lot, do they? They're real slow, aren't they? Should have put this ahead of me.
Grenier have regained control of the tram.
That will do.
I am detecting a prosecutor.
Organ cells.
Get ready for a tough fight.
That's a prosecutor.
So far, so good. Keep
So
moving
they're the
tram
same
toward
as the
extraction.
judge-like enemies.
Good work. You have proven the
That was
prosecutors
convenient
are
that we
not
would fight them
invincible.
here. Let's put our
You
shield
are
restore.
only delaying the inevitable. My
Forward.
Fomorians will be built. My ships will rule the system.
Let's see if we can't get some energy. Nope, doesn't look like it. Oh, that's a Nox. That is most certainly unfortunate. We're gonna go down here again probably in a second, and that's okay. We need that extra bit of
Protect the
shield.
core. We will destroy it in space. The consequences of a rupture
We've
here
moved
are
much
unthinkable.
farther actually than we did previously, so falling here is alright. God, I love the... I do have to admit, I don't like dying, but the ragdolls in Warframe are hilarious. It's a shame that we're having to use our deaths as kind of a buffer so we can get more shields here, but we're just really not regenerating our shields fast enough for my liking. Alright, we'll step away from the core for a second. Regenerate a bit. Hopefully no Grenier will run in here. I think we did a pretty good number on him. Get to max.
I'm detecting
We're
a
at
large
max. Let's
security
get going.
force heading your way. It's the Grenier. You are making solid progress. Keep moving.
So now's the tough part. Really don't want to get any bombards if we can avoid it. Bombards will be the death of us, really.
Miscreants! Leave my
Is that
cause
another
alone.
Celeray? Man, this has been extremely beneficial to us. Lots of Celerays. Very unusual for that to happen. Oh man, they were really tearing into the core there, but... Oh, that Nox is doing just a ton of damage. Let's come run in here, get shot a bunch, we're gonna fall over, and that's okay. It's kind of what we want at this point. Pop back up. We still have 2 revives left, that's good. Might need them, hopefully we won't though. We're gonna roar, so we get extra damage. So we want these guys to go down quickly. Quickly. Gonna run over, grab this energy, hopefully it's enough for another.
Protect
It's
the
not
core
enough
from
for another
enemy fire.
Iron Skin,
A rupture
but
means certain death.
it is a good amount. Okay, so we've dealt a huge blow to him. We've gotten much farther. We've got an okay amount of shields. We're going to jump off the core and regenerate here in a second. Okay, let's jump off. We're going to regenerate. Alright. I really, honestly, I don't think I like Hijack. I don't think it's a very well-designed
You cannot stop
game mode. It's
progress.
interesting if you have a group.
All will be Grenier
Yeah.
Dominion.
But truthfully, it's still just highly based around
You are nearing extraction.
certain
This is the final
Warframes.
push.
And to top it all off, it's also extremely weighted towards just using certain mods. I just feel that it's very specific. If it was more accessible, say for instance there was I don't know, refills along the way of your shield to make this just go a little bit quicker for a single person, I feel like that could be much better tuned than this is currently. This definitely feels like a half-done sort of thing. So right on the other side of the door I can hear an ox, which isn't great, but we've definitely got a lot more health on our core, which is okay. So we're gonna pop this door open. Oh, that's a lot of dudes. Let's just chop through them though. I could have swore I heard an ox. Maybe I was just overthinking it though. Oh my god, where are all these dudes coming from? Alright, we're probably gonna go down here again once our iron skin falls off. And that's okay. It's pretty much what we want to happen at this point. Come on, guys. You gotta shoot me eventually. There we go. One revive left. Don't plan on using it. Got enough shields to hopefully get us all the way to the end. Usually I would not recommend what I'm doing here, but I'm just pushing through.
The situation is desperate. If that core takes much more damage, it could wipe out
I've
you
run
and this
completely out of
entire
ammo too.
outpost.
Let's run away from the core for a second so we can regenerate. Just for a split second. This is the worst place to have to stop, really. Because the end is literally just right on top of this platform. And there we go. Completed. Oh man, I was not expecting a failure there. That was definitely surprising. So, we did get 3 Arcan cells out of it though, which is nice. That'll allow us to create the rest of our catalysts over time. And we'll apply those to our weapons as needed. Definitely going to think about applying it to either the Boltor, or maybe, if we can get our hands on the Vectis, that would be nice. Boy, those shield restorers, I was hoping they would do a lot more than they did. They really didn't. 35 shield every 7 seconds is not a lot, but we'll still have an extra one just in case. We'll create another cipher just because we need the extras. Alright, so we're going to do extra with Vor and Krill. There is nobody doing this mission. That's surprising. We do have to do it because we have to get the requirement done for the junction, but I'm not looking forward to this. We're also way over time at this point. Oh, we got a group. Fantastic. Hopefully this group will be somewhat decent at this. So effectively this is the first and I think the only really run of this God, I just completely got distracted because I looked at the timer and was like, oh my god. This is the first and only combined boss in Warframe is what I meant to say.
This is your most dangerous assassination yet. Captain Vor has teamed up with Leg Krill to take you down. Let's show them your true Tenno power.
So how did Vor
We've
and Krill
contacted you
survive
with a
being
mark.
murdered?
You are here
I
to
don't know.
find your mark and eliminate the assigned target.
The answer is I have no idea, and I don't think Warframe does either. At least I don't believe they do. We did get a good group though. Pretty sure we can run through this lightning fast.
You've been seen.
Got some people in our group should be able to damage these guys relatively easy. I'm surprised I'm ahead of the pack here. Usually I'd, with the fact that I'm just a basic Warframe,
could make him the larger threat.
probably not be that
Observe
much
their
of an
attack
issue.
patterns and look for an opportunity
them to run ahead of me.
divide and conquer.
I'm trying not to talk over the Lotus here, just so you guys can hear it, but doing a terrible job of it.
Foolish stand up.
Vor and Krill are waiting for you. I recommend you focus your attacks on one target. If you split your attention, you may fail.
So, pretty much as she stated, focus on one target. Typically, most people will focus on Vor, just because he's the easier of the two. Very simple to take Vor down.
assassination target is here. Wipe
Krill
them
is
out.
typically left for second, just because of the amount of time it takes to take him down.
Your corpse will
Boy.
serve us well.
It really took down my Iron Skin quickly.
You are surrounded by Grenier Marines.
I think it's Krill over there, and a heavy gunner behind me, of course. Heavy gunner just blasting into my back isn't great. So Vor is pretty much the same as he was on Mercury, and so is Krill. He's the same as he was on
Join us.
Mars.
One way or another.
So overall, they're not super hard. That's Vor down. Vor has already been defeated. The way you defeat Krill, of course, you shoot his back. Things to pop off. Make it melee. Just trying to get the things to pop off. So you shoot actually the little glowing part on his back. That's what you have to shoot to get him. Do that little attack there. Alright. Done doing it? Getting there. Boy. Okay, so some damage there. I think that might be the second or is that the third? No, it seems to be that. It was the second time that we've done that. Do not want to get hit by him if we can. There we go. Just need to get into melee. Shouldn't be too hard. There it is. Hit him again. And he'll go into his final mode here in a second, I think. Was that not the third time that we did that? Oh. I guess that was only the second, or maybe you have to do it 4 times. Who knows?
Strike through the Grenier.
Just pelt into him. Alright, now definitely you should go fiery now. Yeah, here we go. Let's transform him. Once he goes fiery, just blast through him. Takes a good amount of damage, but it's not hard at all for enough people. Bolter into his face, and he's down. Yeah, cryo rounds, not bad, and an Auric Cell. That's pretty good. Run into the exit, and that's it.
Nice
That's Vor
work
and
taking
Krill.
down the VIP. Now get to extraction.
You might think that that fight would be difficult, but overall, because you've done both the other fights, you know kind of the mechanics. As long as you avoid the attacks and focus on Vor first, it becomes a very easy fight.
We've been locked out. Let's override the security. Breach complete.
All
We're
right.
free to
I'm just
proceed.
gonna sit here with my Rhino buddy, because we're both noobs, obviously. Neither of us have massively good gear from the looks of it. You got a newer Excalibur from the looks of it.
They won't
Alright.
be bothering us anymore. Let's get out of here.
So you can get the parts for the Frost Warframe, and you can also get parts for a weapon from Vor and Krill. The weapon is the Miter. It shoots saw blades. I'll show it off here in a second in the marketplace, which is where you get the blueprint from, of course. But we did just complete a junction. The requirements for a junction anyway, so as usual, we want to go see that. So I'm going to leave this group because they're doing some fun stuff, and we're also got our mastery rank up test, so we'll do that next time. Right now, oh, let me show off the Miter real quick. So if you do Vor and Krill enough times, you can get the parts to build the Miter. It should be in this list. There it is, the Miter. It's a mastery rank 6 weapon. Oh, never mind. You get the blueprint actually from Vor and Krill. So you just get the parts and the blueprint from Vor and Krill. The Miter is useful as a weapon. It's not super great overall, but it becomes the, if you want to, at Mastery Rank 7, you can use it to create the Panthera, and the Panthera is an awesome weapon. Look up some videos if you've never seen the Panthera before. It's definitely a very Warframe weapon. Let's just jump into Jupiter Junction, though. We're just going to see if we can't tackle it right away. If not, we will save it for next time. Same with our Mastery Rank test. We will save our Mastery Rank test for next time. Alright, there's our junction. Same as always, we rush in. So, Valkyrie is a melee-focused frame that has some very interesting abilities. The main thing we're going to have to watch out for is if she pulls out her final ability, her claws, she'll do massive melee damage. It'll probably kill us, so we're going to want to avoid that. Pretty much just the same thing we always do, though. Avoid damage, pop Iron Skin. Thanks to the regeneration we get in these relays, we can pop pretty much all of our abilities, not have to worry. Rhino is perfect for these sort of situations. Okay, we're just gonna load into her. She's also got a ridiculous amount of armor, though, which is kind of a problem, but with Rhino, we can just out-tank her. I'm hoping to get our final ability so we can show that off here in a second. So that was Warcry, her ability that slows enemies and speeds her up. Oh, we got enough for our Stomp. We're going to Stomp her. So Stomp, of course, distorts time around your enemies, stuns them, knocks them down, and does an okay amount of damage. It's kind of interesting now. Avoid that. Avoid getting hit right now, because we don't have our Iron Skin. Oh, we definitely want to avoid that. That is her claws. Her claws do massive damage. Avoid those. They can probably take our Iron Skin off in one hit. So we just want to stay the heck away from her, and it also becomes more powerful the longer it goes. So as a Warframe, she's great to have, but terrifying when she's fighting you. Okay, Valkyrie. And, oh, yeah, the big thing about the claws, though, is it makes her invincible. So right now I couldn't damage her even if I wanted to. Let's stun her though. That stun didn't push her out of her claw mode, so maybe that's what we needed. Let's pop a roar. Just shoot straight at her. She'll probably be able to pop her claws again before we have a chance to really get some good hits in on her. Boy, our bolter just isn't doing really any damage. That is her first ability, her Ripline ability. Pulls enemies towards her or pulls her towards the area which she's attacking. We just really have to make sure that we don't let Iron Skin fall off is the main focus here. So pretty much just slug it out. Man, we're gonna run out of ammo before this is over, I think. Okay amount of damage there. Hold us over. Because we didn't have our Iron Skin. Gonna have to use our Lado of all things. I really don't want to get into melee with Valkyrie, but I think I might have to. Set her on fire, hopefully. Now these Spectres have a tendency to do really good damage up in melee, but we're able to stun lock her thanks to the fact that we're just using our energy attacks here. Probably should have started with this. As soon as your energy runs out though, you want to get away from her and she'll start using her attacks. Oh, and that's of course her fourth ability. We're gonna have to wait until we can stun her with something. I don't think Charge does anything against that ability, or fourth ability. Okay, so our Stomp does knock her over, but it doesn't push her out of that ability. I didn't think it did. But it does prevent us from being spooked by her scariness. Oh, nope, run the heck away from that. Okay, roar, pop her in the face, a couple shots from the Lado. Just realized that there's no ammo in this place. It'd be really nice to have some more ammo from the full door. Maybe there is some way to get ammo, I just don't know of it. Yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't regenerate over time, so we're just gonna go at her. Let's pull out our heat sword. We're gonna use our energy, our channel. Keep knocking her over. This will be the end of Valkyrie. Boy, that was a lot tougher than it should have been. If you had probably spent enough time to mod up your weapons, kind of grind a little bit, that probably wouldn't have been anywhere near as difficult as it just now was. So yeah, but we completed it. That marks the finish. for this episode. Next time, we'll explore Jupiter and make our way across towards Europa and Saturn. It always feels very accomplished when you get that done. Hear the triumph music. We've also got an Amphis blueprint, and what were those two mods? I don't think they are all that important. We'll take a look at them real quick. So we got the Amphis blueprint, which is, it's an okay weapon. We got enhanced durability for Arcwing, cutting edge for a melee weapon for Arcwing, and ruby aligned barrel. None of those are super useful, but beggars can't be choosers. They're mods that we didn't have before. And there we go. So now we've unlocked Jupiter. We can make our way across there. But until next time, goodbye.